Hi, I'm Tiana Olivia, and I'm a costume designer. I've been making costumes since 2012. I was 15 when I made my first costume. I started sewing a couple years before that with the intent of making costume. Growing up, I was homeschooled, and one year my family went to a homeschool fair of sorts, and a friend there was showing her costumes that she had made. And I remember seeing those and I thought to myself, that's it. That's what I want to do. I want to make costumes. So I had attempted to learn to sew years prior to that. I wanted to quilt before, and so my mom just sort of set me free with the sewing machine, and I tried. It did not work. I didn't do any quilting ever. To this day, I still haven't. I knew I needed to learn how to sew. That was the first step for me. And so I went to my mom and I asked her to teach me what she knew about sewing. So we pulled out the old sewing machine, and I think it was from the 70s because it was from this really faded plastic and it was like a metal body and it barely worked. I killed it a couple years into my sewing. I learned on that machine. My mom taught me the basics, which is just how to use the machine, how to sew a straight line. I went on from there. I made my first costume, which was Leia from Star Wars: A New Hope, and that costume did not turn out the best. After that, I just sort of kept going. I started teaching myself sewing and costuming. I started with non-costume projects, and then later that year, I made my second costume, Daniel de Barbarac from the film Ever After, which I'm still very proud of that costume to this day. There's a billion things I would do differently, but I learned so much and that really got me started, and I still love it because of that. I've been teaching myself the art of costuming ever since, and I've worked on several short films, as well as this summer I interned at my local theater. Pretty much live, eat, and breathe costumes. Particularly historical costume. My bookshelf is full of costume books. I've done a variety of costuming, from cosplay to historical to original design. The last year and a half, I've been largely focusing on historical costume, specifically the Victorian era, so mid to late 19th century. With most all of my costumes, I do use some commercial and other patterns. I started drafting my own patterns on my second costume, the Daniel de Barbarac costume. Every once in a while, I'll use a pattern for a starting point, but it's always heavily modified. I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope that my videos are helpful and that you enjoy watching them. Thank you so much for watching.